Hello, everyone. Welcome to Positive Action Ministry. We have another Bible study with Esther. In this case, we're bringing back a classic, I think from chapter 6, SAT questions about Esther. We're going to take some SAT level vocabulary. We're going to see if we know what the words even mean. And then from there, we're going to uh, figure out why does that name or word show up or is relevant to the situation. So let's go to our first word. We're going to start from the right next to me, which is Anna.
There you go.
All right. First word is, please, retribution.
Secret. Is that when you get like you get paid for something you lost?
You paid for something you lost.
Like I'll get.
So, like, if you got retribution, you will be paying something.
No, I lost something.
Oh, okay, okay. Who's paying you though?
The person that's broken.
I would say, yeah, it's a punishment. You got to pay for what you do, right? You mentioned the guy. You know, he did not get his retribution, but he'll get it eventually in his life. And
Nothing.
while the baby is occupied, Jonathan, what? How was Esther? What was retribution in this chapter show?
Oh, that leaves don't steal it.
We're going around.
Well, the Jews got retribution on Haman and all his sons and all the other people that were wanting to kill the Jews.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, they got the retribution of the fact that they were able to fight their transgressors and avoid
10 children impaled.
impaled.
All
Well,
10.
let's talk about it. Next word, Mom. Not too hard. Annihilation. What does that mean?
Annihilation. It means destroying, getting rid of a lot of things, almost everything.
Yes, particularly completely, right? Completely destruction or obliteration. Now, Minister, what is annihilation have to do with this chapter?
Exactly what Haman wanted to do to the Jews. He wanted to annihilate
annihilate the Jews. But guess what? It turned around. He annihilated. They killed so many of their enemies. 500 just in Susanna and many others in many other locations. All right, Eric. Next word for you: dominion.
I would guess is probably like being dominant
Dominant.
or having authority over someone.
Okay, not over somebody.
Over something.
God bless you, Abel.
Or place.
I'll give it there. It is a place. You have dominion over a whole territory or place. Sovereignty is also known. And dominion, why would that be important in this chapter, Renee?
because King Xerxes had dominion through a vast territory. He has so much dominion that first he did an edict to kill the Jew, then he did another one to save them.
Perfect. The whole dominion of and the Jews that they have dominion of their land and authority, they're able to defend themselves and even attack their enemies. So beautifully done. All right. Nina, protraction. Any guess on that?
She really had a word.
She has gotten our it is unfortunate.
That's a tough one.
It's not protracted.
Maybe even.
It's okay. It is a tough word. I had to look it up when I found it.
Give it up, Nina. Not even I.
Yeah.
Nina, it's up to you.
You know each other, right? No.
All right, that's fine. We're going around to the Zoom land first. So, Deanna, go ahead. What do you think protraction is?
It's gonna make a total guess here that it's like momentum towards something.
Mm.
You're getting traction and it's pro, so
Oh, no. That is a good one. That is a good breakdown.
I don't know.
Dashing between pro and traction.
I see that. What do you think about Jim? If you're there,
Sorry. I think protraction has something to do with like almost like subtraction, kind of like making something just a little partially less.
So you think it's also making something partially less? Or you think
Not
it's
as much as subtraction, but just making it somewhat smaller.
I wouldn't say that. I'll give it one more try. So it is a tough word. I don't want to spend all of us going and throwing a shot. Jerry Lee, do you have a guess?
I'm gonna say that it's like something like a motive moving towards
And
like something forward, like a momentum wise with the goal. And that's my final thought. I was taking everything with a grain of salt from everyone.
Fair enough, fair enough. What do you think, Dan?
I think it's what happened afterward, after action, the action.
Pro action, okay.
That's what I was.
Let's see.
Something else.
All right. The action of prolonging something or the state of being prolonged. So I don't want to say it goes toward, it's actually extending, actually. So that is close. Yeah, it's the extension of something
Like
that goes.
procrastination.
Yeah, procrastination, the extension of not doing something, right? Okay, I'll give it to the Zoom guys. Anyone could answer this in the Zoom. What was protracted in this chapter?
18.
The ability to continue killing the
Oh, yeah, what?
from the Jews, like Queen Esther asked the king if he could extend it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, King Xerxes protracted the order that allowed the Jews to fight. He extended an extra day. Okay, good. Back to Jonathan and how to take care of the baby. Temperance.
Oh, that's like somebody's state of mood.
Okay, so
Temperance,
if somebody was temperate, what would that mean their mood is?
flat, calm. Type.
Calm? Not necessarily calm. What do you think, Mom?
He has a temper.
Someone that could keep their cool.
Keep their cool. That's closer. I'll give it one more shot. Dad, do you want to take a shot?
No, I think tempers is somebody that has a temper. It doesn't be cool, but he could lose it.
I would say that's more farther away. I would say it's closer to a quality of moderation of self-restraint. Not just being cool, but being even holding yourself back.
Self-control?
Yeah, more self-control than
That's
it
what I was
is
gonna say.
versus a chill, okay? And then Eric, in this book 9 of Esther, where was some temperance shown?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't read this book,
Okay,
but I'll take a guess.
take a
I'll
guess.
take a guess. So I would say probably he showed self-restraint towards people that were against him.
Who?
Haven.
I don't know. But
No.
That's okay. We gotta get a better answer to that though. Go ahead. Renee, what do you think it was used for?
Well, I believe that, I mean, if you look at what Esther did, they took self-control and they began praying together the outcome.
I would disagree. It seemed like Esther even asked for an extra day to keep going. So I can't say that was a temperate action. I'll give you one more shot. Nina, do you think you know what was?
I got an idea.
No, he's not restraining himself. I'm gonna say temperance was shown in this chapter.
They didn't take the plunder.
They didn't take the plunder. The Jews, they destroyed their enemies. They beat them up and they stopped them from coming back, but they held restraint. They
Because
didn't.
if they took it, then the king was gonna say, these people are no good.
It's only for defense, effectively, was that or pre-action,
They
right?
were satisfied with 75,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, they needed to take 2 days for it, to be fair. So, all right, Institute. What do you think,
Remind me of
Deanna?
Gaza. All those houses. Wow.
I mean,
I would say the
if you
verb.
think
The
of a
verb
institution and
institute.
stuff like that, it's great.
The create. Okay, good. To
Something-
create. To create something, and I would say, let's be more particular. Create
Law.
rules,
There you
law.
go.
Yeah. So in
You
this
said it
chapter,
before you flashed it.
yeah, I know you did. I knew you had it, so that's why I just kept going. Jim, what was instituted in Esther in this chapter?
I'm gonna guess. I think Jimbo doesn't know. I'm gonna guess what was instituted was Esther was persistent of like prolongating everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like this is just my guess. And the Jews were, trying to get something in order to break down the system of King Cersei of what he had in mind of annihilating them. And that's my brief thoughts of it so far.
Okay. I think Esther does help institute what I'm looking for. Go ahead, Jonathan. What do you think?
Purim.
And I think we're talking about the second half of the book here, of that chapter, I should say, is that we're instituting the rules of Purim. We're instituting how it's going to be held in the
The
tradition.
celebration of Purim.
Mm-hmm. All right.
When is that?
What is what?
Like in our town?
It's like
It's going to be in
Christmas.
2 weeks,
It's like.
Oh, it's gonna be in
Christmas,
2 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. All right. Provincial. Provincial. Go ahead,
Well,
Mama.
I just.
Yeah.
Provincial is
Yeah.
like in the countryside,
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
the provinces area.
yeah, it has to do with different areas. It has to do with particularly I'm thinking more of rules for different areas. Dad, a minister, what is provincial shown like what does this have to do with this chapter?
Well, if you remember Haman, where he came from, they always hated the Jews.
Okay.
And then some of the Jews were in the provinces. So when they send out the edit, they send it to all the province. They say, by voice.
You know what? I'll give it. What I was looking for is that the fact that if we read the chapter carefully.
know.
Oh, go ahead.
14th day, the
No, that they instead of having only the one day, they had another day because in the provinces they celebrated the giving gift in another day.
Good. So Purim is different depending on where you are, what province you are. If you're inside Israel, it's the 13th and 14th, and I think if you're outside, it's the 14th, 15th of Adar. Okay. And then the last word, not technically an SAT word, but if you read the chapter like I know Nina did, what is purr? Not what a cat says. What is purr?
The most difficult word again.
No, I know that one.
It's in the chapter. Nina, do you want to take a shot?
Oh, it does. yeah.
It does tell you what it means.
Oh,
It's in parentheses.
Go ahead, Ron.
It's the festival.
No.
No, that's Purim. What does purr mean, though?
Tennessee.
We'll go back to the Zoom. Deanna.
Isn't it to throw a lot?
Yeah, usually referred to as lots, which is an old version of dice, if you could think of it like
Gambling, man.
that. And then Jim or Jerry's, I don't mind which one of you two go. Why even purr? What does purr mean? Why is that significant? Why are we talking about lots in this chapter?
We're both not sure. I'm kind of stumped a bit.
Okay, that's okay. Does anyone here want to take a shot? Why in this chapter we're talking about purr? They do mention it, but the relevance of purr doesn't actually happen in the chapter. It happened in an earlier chapter. What do you think, Jonathan?
Because Haman was casting lots for the lives of the Jews.
Yes, Haman, because Haman cast purr for the destruction of the Jew. He rolled the dice on Jews and he said, this day we're going to destroy the Jews. That's how confident, how arrogant he was. It wasn't even planned. He just said, you know what? Okay, in the middle of Adar, I guess, so that's how it was decided, okay? I don't think I have it. And just a reminder of the summary of the chapter. Part one, what happens in the first part of the book, the edict of Cersei, the Jews are able to fight, kill a lot of men, 500 Cersei, many other places. Then you see that Esther, second part, requests a longer times to defend because they want to make sure they can actually satisfy and actually protect themselves. And then the third part, after it's all done, they're able to say, this is a great thing that has happened. We have to celebrate this. We have to keep a tradition. And how you keep traditions? With parties and festival. And that's what they do. They have Purim. And they explain the rules and why we celebrate it so that the Jews shall never forget the benefits of Purim. So I hope we took this chapter. I hope we took this lesson and we learned something from it that we really should celebrate our victories. We should really make sure we mourn our losses. And that's important to the fact that it's written and it's amplified in this chapter. So
Franco,
thank you, guys.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
The Bible says we shall not kill. So how how God allowed that to happen.
It also tells us in step-by-step instructions how to siege a town. So it tells us a lot of things, and particularly how to fight in warfare. So and notice how the Jews, even though they did kill, they did not plunder, they did not take the gold, right? Because the killing is not a wartime effort; it's a protective effort for the Jews.
Bible,
And also a reminder: these are the same people that were about to kill the Jews. So.
should be you should not kill innocent lives because the Bible's allow and give us guidance to kill people if they come attack us and the family.
As many things in the Bible,
Well,
you need full
the
context.
Jewish law has the eye for an eye.
Yeah.
That's the Hammurabi law.
Well, to be more correct.
But it's in the Bible. in the Old
Yeah, but it
Testament.
was written way before that in the Hammurabi Code of Law.
Yeah.
He's correct.
Did Jesus change that when he came?
Jesus, yeah,
Yes.
but these are Jews.
Yeah.
The people, they're Jews, so
Now there's something called the
they're under the law.
a lot of rabbis. So not so different than like the Blue Letter Bible or things like that. There are Talmud and very other contexts of given to the scripture. So this is something that the Jewish people, after rabbis research it, discuss it, make commentary on it, and that's why they're pretty good at speaking and being lawyers, because all their day they just study the Bible and say, "Am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do that? Do it. So that's the whole thing. So to speak the view of the Jewish, yeah, they have their own reason to ratify that. But for us, we know Jesus enhanced the law for our understanding, and even simplified it to look, just love each other and love God. So thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson.